Look, here's my boomerangs, I guess. They're going to mount on here like this. So I've got plenty here to play with. I needed 6, but I ended up cutting 9. What I'm going to do is hold them off the edge a little bit, outside edge, and then I'll use my router to clean that up. And then I'll also use my router to define this inside edge here. Naturally, these blocks will be out of the way. So I'll be able to glue those on like that, make a cut, put the next one in here, and so on around. The biggest thing will be to get this to be a nice match, this intersection. So that'll be done when I'm ready to take this off. The other thing is they're not all the same thickness, and I've got one flat edge on 2 of them. The middle bandsaw piece is a little rough, so I'm going to have to spend some time on that and smooth that up with a hand plane. And then the other thing I'll need to do is also, when I get done, thickness this with my router as well. Or maybe I can get away with doing it with a hand plane. We'll see. But they're not all the same thickness. You can see this one here is probably a good 1/16 thicker than this piece. The outside pieces should be pretty close, which they are. But the inside pieces are the ones that need a little work. So I'll take all those and start working on the one edge, flattening it. Yeah, I better do that. I was thinking I just could run it over through my thickness planer, but I don't want to snap these off. I guess I've got extra. I can try running one of them, see what happens. Maybe I can get them all the same thickness then. That'd be cool. Let me try it. No, that is not the Under Armour symbol I'm trying to make there, but that's perfect. It ran through my thickness planer. They ended up all right on the money. So I ran them basically like that, as if they were an 8-inch wide board. Ran them straight through like that, and that's great. I'm happy with that. So now I got something to work with. So they'll just glue down like that. And then now I only have to trim the inside and outside edges and make a mating cut right here. So, perfect. Alright. So some of this, you can see here, I got some that didn't get cleaned up, but that's just going to get wasted off anyway. So, I'm happy with that. Plenty of stock to work with here. Alright, I pulled my ring, and then I used the same method I did with my other one. I clamped across it, pulling it together, and it's pulled tighter than its radius, and I'm going to let that sit now overnight. But it gives me the opportunity to fix this little gouge right here. So I'm just going to mix up some JB wood weld, fix that, and then start figuring out how I'm going to lay my 1/4-inch pieces on here, like that. And what'll happen is this will give me the opportunity to, I'm gonna hold these just barely proud of the edge, and then I'm gonna trim this and this at the same time, and take just just a hair off of this table. So that'll trim this flush with this, and it'll also clean this up at the same time. So Let me mix this up and then I'll turn the camera back on, show you how I'm going to do that. There, I think that'll be okay. Might have to come in with another batch, but we'll see how it cleans up. Let me get to work on laying out these wooden pieces here, my thickener, my 1/4 inch pieces that are going around the outside edge. Alright, here's how I'm going to do this. I've got this piece on the bottom, and this is going to be my start piece. I've got it labeled 1 right here. I don't know if you can see that. 1 right there, 1 there. And I got 3 registration marks coming off the table and then up the side. And then what I've also done is traced this inside edge. About that 3/4 of it. Okay, so I'm happy with the way it's hanging off this edge. I've got it labeled 1. This is my second piece on top here, and I've got a spacer block on this end here, right there, folding it up so that it's parallel. I just dropped a little piece off of one of my marks here and put it under there as a spacer to keep it parallel. So what I'm going to do is come back here, and I'm going to make a saw cut and cut with my dovetail saw here. I got some tape underneath here to protect the top, and once I get through the majority, well, this one is no problem, but once I get through the majority of this, I'll pull the I'll pull this up and finish the cut, but I'll see what happens here. So it really doesn't matter what direction I'm sawing, as long as I keep the, when I'm done, I match the pieces up, and they should match up perfectly. So let me see where I'm at here. All right, plenty of room. Right there is flush. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. That worked out great. Okay, so I'm going to leave this one in place now. I'm going to label this 2. Do the same thing, make my registration marks here. Let me zoom out here so you can see what I'm doing. So I labeled my second piece here 2, registration mark 3 times, and then I'm just gonna trace this now right past this intersection. Put a little X right here and here. We know that's where that goes. Okay. I'll rotate my piece and just keep working my way around. And then I'll show you the results after I get done here. Got all my pieces cut, and this is going to be just fantastic, I think. So I've got my number 1 piece loose here, and I'm going to start on this end and glue it. And then I've got to get my clamps out yet, but I'm just going to glue, I'm going to put glue on this joint, leaving this one open, because when I come back around I'll do those 2. But that's going to be very nice. I think that's going to be a nice look. Now, I don't know if I'd be doing this if it hadn't been for my lovely bride. She wanted a thicker top, thicker looking top. So So I'm doing this to appease her, and that's all right. It's something I've never done before, and I'm learning while I'm doing it too. So, all right, time for some glue and clamps. I've got to get some more spring clamps out here. Then we'll get busy. Okay, I'm going to use my big spring clamps out here where I've got room in the smaller ones on the inside because of my clearance here. So let me get started here. I got plenty of blocks. I'm going to keep the glue to the inside edge here. No, outside edge. Let me get my rag and wipe that off of there. So that when I hit this with the router, I release. I guess I can't glue that one either until I'll glue this one. Looking for my marks here. I'm going to put these in between temporarily. Give that glue a chance to bite on that edge. want this to be a big one anyway. Okay. Okay. This looks good so far. I've got to make my way around to the other side here. Okay. Okay, piece number 4 here. All right. I guess I can use this one. I'm going to cut a new piece for this. I've got too big a gap as I work my way around. I could push it in this way to wedge it. And I'm just flush. And I think I'll just use this as a pattern and cut it just a hair longer so that I'm out here like this. It's not going to take much. So let me cut a new piece. That'll give me a chance to let this other stuff set up. I'll just clamp these together, cut this one flush, this one a little long, and if I gotta work it a little bit with a plane or a chisel to get it to fit, that'll be fine, or even sand it a little bit. That'll be fine. So let me do that and then I'll come back. Okay, ready to install this last piece. I got a nice fit. It's gonna be nice and tight in there. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Glue's already starting to bite, so I'm not gonna pull it up. One more block here. Wonderful. Okay, we'll give that some time. And then I want to trim that flush. In the meantime, I'll take these blocks off. I'll number them so if I need to put them back on, I know where they go. So it's coming along really pretty good.